First of all, please allow me to say congratulations to Dallas Weekly for 70 years of existence, of telling the truth, of giving our community the stories that we need to hear, that we want to hear, and acknowledging who we are and where we are. We would not be the community we are today without you and your tireless work. So thank you on behalf of the Quinnite Nation. We appreciate you. Thank you for honoring me with the Benjamin Franklin Darrell Award. I take great honor in this recognition, in part because Benjamin Franklin Darrell was an HBCU man. He got his undergrad degree and his master's degree from Fisk University, where he was a member of the Jubilee Singers. He was a stalwart in African American education in his community when he was a teacher at the Colored School Number 1. Long before we started giving our institutions names, when all we could be recognized for was just the fact that what they were served to, what they existed to do, which was to give an education to black people. He also attended Bethel AME Church, and as the president of Paul Quinn College, which is a proud representative of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, our stories are locked in one in these ways. But let me tell you why it means so much to me to do the work that I do every day in this community that I have done for 17 and a half years. Because we as black people in Dallas and in America need to know that our institutions show up unapologetically for us. I come from the black community tradition in Chicago, Illinois. My parents were entrepreneurs. I read the Chicago Defender every week. Ebony Jr., Jet were staples in my home. I understood the power of black media and the power of black institutions because I saw what they did for not just my family, but the families around us. I believe that we must have our institutions be strong because when they aren't strong, there's no one else who's going to make our people strong. Carter G. Woodson said we are the only people who send our children to others to educate them. Paul Quinn College exists because we must have a place where our children learn our history. Not the history that's being whitewashed, not the history that's being rewritten, the history as it existed and as it occurred. We live in a country where race still matters. We live in a country where race always mattered. We live in a country where for every advancement, we saw a backlash. We are living within a backlash right now. Paul Quinn College exists to educate our kids, to strengthen them, to fortify them, so that when the inevitable backlash comes, they do not kowtow, they do not apologize, they do not hold their heads down in shame. They stand up straight, they are educated to do the battles that we need. When you come to our campus, you will see that we have turned it into a history lesson. A history lesson. We paid for that history lesson. We paid for that history lesson with our blood, with our sweat, with our money, and with our tears. So our institutions must always exist to make sure that that history is honored. We need Paul Quinn College just like we need the Dallas Weekly. We can never be led to believe that we have somehow transitioned to a race-neutral or a race-blind society. We are perpetually reminded that neither of those two things is true. And for one, I frankly am glad. I'm glad because I want the obligation and the weight of teaching our children our history. I want the responsibility of having black parents and grandparents and mama and them and grandmama and them come to me and tell me how much they've invested in their children and to hand them off to us to leave them better than we found them. We want the responsibility of being the caretakers of our dreams. So on behalf of all the people who have entrusted me with their dreams, trusted my institution with their dreams, I want to say thank you. Because the reality of it is this award does not belong to me, it belongs to us. And my promise to you is that I am still just warming up.